3, 2, 1. Sustain!
Nutrition.
Joe, what are we talking about today? Who knows?
Fat kids.
And other various topics.
Yeah, so a bit of a rant today. So some stuff's come out in the news this week. Some Yorkshire politician was talking about a third of children are leaving primary school overweight or obese.
That's like 1 in 3, not just a third of the child.
Yeah. They've got really skinny legs, really fat guts. Yeah.
From the hips down.
So we're just going to kind of talk about that really, and there was talk that the level has now kind of stabilised, so that education is working. Just some different things that we've kind of come across, and friends of ours have come across, and that's impacting that, and things that could be done to change it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like you said about the education stuff, which seems to be creeping in, is just like we're a nation of kind of like 3rd, 4th generation of people who can't cook, who don't know about food, and it's that kind of mentality of just buy a ready meal, just get something like that, so you don't learn about portion, about kind of food quality, about anything really nutritional wise. It's just that, grab that, stick it in the microwave, and it's all about the convenience.
Yeah, this is the thing, isn't it? It all comes down to, in modern society, it's often one problem, one solution. So people get ill and they take a drug, or that's what they expect to be able to do. They expect to be able to overcome things quickly and easily.
Let food be your medicine and your medicine be food.
Very good. Who said that?
Me, just said.
Good stuff. You definitely didn't make that.
No, I can't remember. It's a good enough.
But it raises the point that people, as soon as you give people a solution to a problem, okay, here's the things you need to cook. I'm either too busy or it's too expensive. How important is your child's health? Or the thing I often say is, you speak to people and they go, "Oh, it's not for me, it's for my kids." Well, the statement you've just said, it's not for me, so you shouldn't be eating it. Then why are you giving it to your kids? And then one thing I know that Lerny, often Phil Lerny, who we've learned
Lerny, like he's your mate.
Yeah, best mate, BFFs.
Oh, boy, Lerny.
He always says is that people then come back and say, "Well, do you have kids?" No, like neither of us have children. Phil Lerny doesn't have a kid either. And then that's how you don't know then, do you? Well, actually, if I did have a kid, and when I do, then you have to find ways around these things. There's 101 excuses for not doing these things, and it's actually looking at the greater good. And
it's like you said, it doesn't make sense to me. I've had clients before where there've been a couple and I've trained them, and they're like, "Well, we're really good. We got some pizzas, but we didn't have any. Like, who'd you get pizzas for? Got them for the kids. Why are you getting the kids pizza? Why don't you give them the food that you're making? Surely that'd make more sense.
Or make a pizza.
Yeah.
There's
have the fun of the involvement of doing that.
There's so many ways around these things.
I just shook my head in it.
There's so many solutions to these problems. Ways that they can be managed, but people are so quick to jump to the excuses and to find reasons not to do things. They haven't actually tried. Like we just said, making a pizza. People don't even try that, and that's going to negate the negatives of pizza by 50-60%.
Exactly, because you know exactly what's going into it. I've again spoken to people before that kind of, I eat this food, we're not going to eat out and stuff like that. It's like, well, if you're on like a kind of a fat loss or a health kick or anything like that, then you need to know exactly what's going in your food. I'm not saying you have to eat boiled chicken and dry spinach or anything like that. But if if my parents came round and I was cooking some food, I'm going to put some extra butter in there, some extra salt, because I want them to enjoy it. So if you're buying food from somewhere else, they're probably putting stuff in there to make it tastier, not necessarily healthier as well.
And you're having that at every single meal. You don't need the thing that people often then say is, "Oh, well, you've got to have a treat." Everybody needs a treat. Well, first of all, there's a treat and then a treat. There's once a week, then there's actually every day. And then there's also the thing of, do you actually need a treat? Have
you had the last 12 years of treats?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why now you're trying to lose weight.
Is this treat going to actually give you anything? It's that the number of times that I've personally bought some maybe poor quality food and not even enjoyed it. I
still managed to force it down.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people do, isn't it? And as much for jokes is, people don't even, a treat is something you enjoy. If you eat it and you get no benefit from it, then it's just part of your daily life, and you shouldn't really be classing that as a treat, because it's not. You haven't even enjoyed it. You're just eating it every day. And, it's a tough one, and people don't really like being told what to do. Everyone's got their free choice of how they feed their children, they feed themselves. But I don't think anybody would say that at the age of 11 you want to be that that bottom third of children who are overweight going into your teenage years, and ultimately it's up to the parents to decide that. So
that's it. It's teaching them the good habits. I've had it before when I had a little bit of a back and forth for email with some woman I was trying to help with her nutrition, and she was just like, "Oh, some days I'll just eat like a piece of toast." And that'd be it. And I was just like, well, that's just ridiculous. I was like, would you let your grandkids do that? Would you let them leave the house having only eaten a piece of toast all day? And she's like, no, of course I wouldn't. It's why on earth are you doing it to yourself?
A, why are you doing it to yourself? Yeah. But B, what lessons they going to learn?
What kind of example are you teaching to your grandkids or to your kids? So yeah, you got to lead from the front. Practice what you preach.
Exactly.
Walk the talk.
There you go, yeah.
We're on a roll.
And often the way to overcome these things, the excuse of I haven't got time, then what's more important, an extra 10 minutes in bed in the morning or making sure your child has a proper breakfast? It's when you phrase it that way, it's such a simple answer, and I don't think people like being told it sometimes. I'm not expecting the reaction to this video to be fantastic, to go, yeah, you're right, I do need to get up 10 minutes earlier. But ultimately, they're your choices. Your child can either leave the house maybe poorly nourished from a bowl of cereal that's going to affect so many things further down the line, which
obviously they'll want and they'll nag you for, but then it's kind of you've got to give your kids not necessarily what they want, sometimes it's what they need, isn't it? It's kind of teach them.
The same as us with clients. It'd be great if we could say you can eat whatever you want and get in good shape and be healthier. And unfortunately, this is what a lot of people do through the media. You can have these foods, you can have fun, it'll make you healthy, and actually it's a lie. And people need to be told the truth sometimes, and that
the cold hard truth.
You have to just suck it up.
Eat like your life depends on it, because it does.
There you go, yeah. Good finishing.
Like that, take it. So, like and share the video. Subscribe on YouTube, Sustain Nutrition, Facebook, Sustain Nutrition, Twitter and Instagram,
Sustain_Nutri.
Website,
sustainnutrition.co.uk.
Funnily enough.
Yeah, shockingly.
Yeah, you can hit us up on any of those. Leave some comments. Anything you want us to talk about, and we'll assess whether we want to talk about it or not.
Yeah.
All right. That's a wrap.